Hello, everybody.
What is up,
Welcome.
fam?
Welcome. It's me and Ace back again because we are talking about all your favorite comic or just nerd news.
Exactly.
Today we are reviewing on episode 31 Venom, The Last Dance. And Ace, because I know you have a lot of things to say about this movie. Why
Definitely.
don't you go first into your thoughts, your opinions, and just the movie itself if you want to?
Yep. This is definitely a review long overdue. Obviously, the movie's been out for 2 weeks now,
It came
right?
out about the same week as Agatha, so around
Actually, yeah, literally, I kid you. Oh, yeah, it's
the
been 3 weeks. Okay.
yeah,
2.5 weeks, something like that.
like
Anyhow,
a
the
week,
movies have
yeah.
been out for a bit. We know what happens. So Venom, obviously, we've been following this character since 2018. The first one, not gonna lie, I loved it. The first Venom, great.
Yes, you're very good.
Let There Be Carnage, not gonna lie, I don't know. I liked it. I definitely did. The Carnage stuff, loved it.
Yeah, it was more in the middle than
Yeah,
I'd
it,
say the
it
first
wasn't
one
as good as the
was.
first one. The first
Yeah,
one had Carnage, but definitely with this movie, uh, is the reason why I say Carnage should have been the first villain instead of Riot. There's a lot of stuff in this movie that kind of contradicts the first one, and it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. We get Null in this movie. For those of you guys don't know, Null is the creator of the symbiotes. They do explain this in the show, no, in the movie.
yeah.
And he's the creator of the symbiotes. He has the Necro Sword, and he's not just a Thanos level threat. He is a full on multiverse level threat. This guy is worse than Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah.
And there's a lot in this movie that sets him up, but because of the fact that they keep marketing this movie as Eddie and Venom's last run at the character, Tom Hardy's last run for Venom, um, yeah, nothing really happened. Like there's a lot that happens in this movie, but there's not a lot that happens. The first 15 and the first act and the third act, best parts of the entire movie. This middle act sucks. They introduced the Codex, which is a big thing in the comics since 2016 because no showed up in that time. And
Yeah.
then yeah, they do a lot of lore drop in. Toxin is in this movie, which for some reason he's a snake. Which
Yeah.
never heard that in the comics. He was a red and blue symbiote. I don't know why they switched that up, or a red and black symbiote, something like that. Um, but yeah, there was a lot of setup, and I will say, Noel in this movie, not gonna lie, besides Venom, was the best character, and he shows up for literally 2 minutes in the movie.
Oh
Not the entire
gosh.
movie, 2 minutes. And for a movie that sets up as Venom's last run, you could definitely tell, especially with Tom Hardy, because he will not shut his mouth. If Tom Hardy just shut his mouth about what he wants to do, this would be bought as the last run for Venom for like the next 5 years, 6 years, easily. And it is same thing
We
as
all know
Hugh
what
Jackman.
Tom wants to do. He wants to
Yeah,
beat Tom Holland's ass as Venom. That's what we all know.
yeah. Which I don't know why a 50-year-old man at this point has a beef with a college student. Literally, it makes absolutely no sense.
It make more sense with his universe to be Andrew Garfield.
It would. It would be so. It would make so much more
Give
sense.
me
And not only that, he
Yeah.
he said that if he did get the chance to play the character, he does want to go up against Tom Holland Spider Man, but also it would have to be rated R. That is never gonna happen. Andrew Garfield, yeah, he'd be down to do a rated R movie with Venom, 100%.
I
If the
could
story called
see
for it, he would go. He would do it.
I could see well, here's the thing with me. I could see a rated R Spider-Man movie. I'm
I
not
could.
and I think there could be one because of how successful Deadpool and Wolverine was. I
Mhm.
feel like if you did it right, you had the right balance of
Yeah,
what you needed to have. I think you can make more than Deadpool and Wolverine because
exactly.
because
Because
let's be
it
honest
could
here.
just be titled Venom and the Amazing Spider-Man or Venom and
Yeah,
Spider-Man, but it has the TASM logo
Spider.
design. That's the
uh,
only thing that would be able to make it a rated R movie. And
I already got it. The Amazing Spider-Man versus Venom. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, and shoot, Noel would be in it. But now
Yeah.
there's this whole thing afterwards that they're trying to set up Noel as a multiverse level threat where everybody in the Sony universe goes up against him. The Sinister Six, Venom, the three Spider-Man, Madam Web, and her
Morbius.
trio.
More.
And Morbius as well. Yeah, Morbius
It's morbid
would be part
time.
of the Sinister Six.
It's
But I mean, the movie
yeah.
was good. I did have a lot of fun. The Venom movies have always been a guilty pleasure for me. It's an early
Oh
2000s,
yeah.
such a guilty pleasure movie. And I went out of the theater and I was like, honestly, I didn't know what to think, so I had to watch it again. And I would definitely say that I had a good time. I enjoyed Venom. It definitely was
Yeah.
not good at all, but I had fun with it and it was okay. I knew what I was going into. I was very disappointed with Noel. And for a full-on fledged Venom film, there's very little Venom in here. And the send-off was great. Honestly, not gonna lie, the very ending, I got emotional. And I don't get emotional a lot of times with some of these movies.
Yeah.
Like ever since Shang-Chi and No Way Home came out, like I actually start to get emotional with some of these movies. Shang-Chi, I connected through that in a weird way. I grew up with kung fu movies and karate and that Asian
Yeah.
action films, thanks to Jackie Chan and the
I
Karate
like
Kid.
Shang-Chi too. I didn't think it was bad.
And No Way Home, I know that movie is not great. That is a full-on guilty pleasure for me because Toby, I grew up with his movies, didn't really care for him. Andrew Garfield, I relate to. Tom Holland, not bad. He did a phenomenal job in that movie. But when it came to Venom, I don't know why, but ever since 2018, I've had this weird connection with Venom and Eddie. And not something that I can really relate to because I'm not Eddie Brock, but it's because I think that this is something to where it's almost like the Ben Affleck situation. It is like the Andrew Garfield and the Henry Cavill situation with some of these characters and
Yeah.
actors that you now start to grow attached to these characters. And Venom, I will say this: Venom should have been rated R to begin with. I don't. PG-13 was only to get Spider-Man. They couldn't get Spider-Man in. Venom Let There Be Carnage definitely should have been rated R, 100% guaranteed. Andy Serkis as the director, and then he shows up as Noel in the third one. That honestly, Andy Serkis, I think would have had a field day if that movie was rated R. But they kept trying to get Spider-Man in. They kept trying to do it. No Way Home threw him out the window, and this movie kind of does the same thing.
Yeah, and the thing I love about No Way Home too, they throw him out of the universe but leave some of his goop behind.
Yeah, and
So
it's been 4 years since we've seen that post-credit scene, and we finally get some payoff, but through the Sony universe, where he also leaves a drop of black goo, which I guess we'll get into that discussion later because there is some rumors about another Venom project that isn't involving Eddie, but and Tom Hardy.
yeah.
But I mean, it was good. I enjoyed it. For a lot of the beef that this movie is getting is understandable, but yeah, Venom should have been a rated R trilogy to begin with. The fact that both Deadpool and Venom have a complete trilogy, and we have films like The Incredible Hulk that never got a full-on
Yeah.
trilogy. And I mean, the fact that we got a full-on Venom trilogy before we got a Ben Affleck and a Superman trilogy is crazy too.
Yeah.
But what did you think about the movie?
I mean, I thought it was good. I of course I love the Venom movies just like you. I've always thought they were a lot better than what people said. I
Yeah.
especially Let There Be Carnage. I didn't get it, to be honest. With that one, I
Yeah.
didn't fully understand it. And I would honestly say Let There Be Carnage got a lot more brutal than what the first one did.
Oh yeah, 100%.
While keeping a PG rating, because you literally see Carnage bite a guy's head off. You literally see it.
Yeah,
It
like
doesn't.
Venom bites people's
Yeah,
heads off, but Carnage is doing it left and right, and then he sticks his full-on tongue into a lifeguard.
yeah, exactly.
Like
And
that's full-on. That's pretty brutal. And besides that, I can't remember what kills Carnage does. It's not on Disney Plus, so I can't watch. I don't remember exactly, but
the
I know
prison was definitely a very crazy scene.
the prison and the final fight was probably the best part of that
Yeah,
entire movie for sure.
exactly. Yeah. And
Anything that had Woody Harrelson in it in that entire movie was the best part about it.
Woody Harrelson was great.
Phenomenal, great.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't mind the wig that he wore in the first one. I thought it was fun,
No.
but
But
some
it did.
people
He
complained
did
about it.
look better. He did look better in the second one.
Yeah, it
For
definitely did.
sure.
I'm glad that they did change it, but I didn't mind it. I was like, okay, this is cool. It's comic book accurate. This is what people want. Also, one thing as well, I will mention: Venom does not get the iconic spider logo at all
Mm.
in this movie. He should have, in my opinion, but that's okay. And the symbiotes that they show in this movie as well. We had
This is
Agony show
why.
up for 2 seconds, and she
This
was.
is why. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, you're all good.
No, this is why Tom Hardy should shut his mouth, because we know how he's getting the spider logo. It's gonna come on him when Venom merges with Peter or whatever happens.
Yeah,
What the symbiote does when Venom gets the web or what. Oh, that would be cool if like the nanobots or if they're. I know they doesn't have that suit anymore, but what if there was some way where Venom got the white on him through like
there is a
technology
there
or
is kind
something
of a
like that?
way that they did it because in the new Venom comic book, since Noel has been introduced,
Yeah,
obviously because you got PlayStation as well,
yeah,
he has wings. The symbiotes never had
yeah.
wings before, and that's
Yep.
because for some reason they made this weird connection with Noel and the symbiotes having like this weird dragon thing going on. It's these knights and dragon like beings, which they could have done that in it, but but there's so much lore dropping in this film to where they would have no time to introduce these all this other stuff.
Yeah.
We had a symbiote that joined it to 2, which is from the comics. Toxin shows up, but he's a snake. Okay, why the hell is he a snake? I mean, bro can use his legs, and the guy that plays him looks so depressed. That dude looks so miserable through the entire time he's in that movie. He's just like, oh, okay, I gotta do this scene. Gotta, and everything else in it was just kind of, and yeah, you had one character in it who her whole personality was Christmas. And then you had a doctor. Oh no, and then you had the blonde chick who has a paralyzed hand because of a lightning strike. We didn't really need that. We really didn't.
They're all Venom now.
Yes, they are all Venom. And She Venom. She Venom
Yeah.
has shown up in every single one of these movies.
Yep.
Every single one of them. Thank God Annie and Dan didn't show up in this movie. Thank God they didn't. Honestly, I kid you not, after the first one, I was like, okay, this is cool. The second one they show up, I was like, they're not needed. They're really not. And luckily enough, this film has no place for those characters. And then you had the military dude that shows up, which besides Tom Hardy, he seems to be the only person that can act in this entire movie. Too. I don't know if you picked up on that.
Well, I feel like that's just a problem of today where there's a lot of actors that just can't act.
Exactly. There's a lot that can't.
I think, I agree with you. Like, Null was cool, but this is the big thing with a lot of the Venom movies. All the characters you want to see, you don't see for a long screen time.
Exactly. like the whole relationship between with Carnage. Honestly, I would have liked to see more of Carnage in that movie besides of what we got. The whole part where Venom goes out to a coming of out party, and then that was promoted in the PR stuff. I'm like, okay, yes, obviously. Venom, the whole point of Venom's character when it comes to his relationship with Eddie is that it's the voices in our minds.
Yeah.
Venom is literally the voice in our minds. And the fact that he has this whole thing to where he has a coming of out party and he's accepted by these people. And that was even used like that was weird. That definitely didn't need to be in the movie. That should have been more Carnage. This movie, we definitely didn't need that hippie family. We needed Venom. We needed Null. We needed these other symbiotes that were being introduced.
Yeah.
because Noah's the big threat. Toxin's like, oh, protect them because this is your army now. The army gets destroyed in literally 2 seconds by one of these bug-like Chihuahua things from Tomorrow War.
It was Dogpool all along. No, I'm joking.
Yes. Except, yep, it was Dogpool. He did it. Honestly, dude, that would have been funny if Dogpool showed up in that movie. The fact that honestly, it would have been a funny nod if for some reason Deadpool showed up in those movies just for the fun of it, because he could do that. But I mean, there would be no reason to do it just besides a fun laugh. The casino scene, that was not needed. Mrs. Chen, the Venom and Mrs. Chan dance. I'm puzzled by it. Well, I still remember that scene.
Yeah.
And that is full on balls to the wall of a scene. Like, these movies have been always balls to the wall, but the hippie family, the casino scene, and even the dance scene didn't need to be in this movie.
I mean,
there was a lot they could have done with this.
The thing, and if you've seen the video game, the Spider-Man PlayStation, it's not Eddie, it's Harry Osborn, but it's so good what they did. Like, there were some things, like, even with, like, The Last Dance, there are things in these that are very, what would you say, woke, or
yeah, but, like, in this one, there was no, real political messaging at all, which was great. I was so thankful about that, because the first one had environmental, liberal stuff, and then the second one had the coming about stuff, which, don't get me wrong, I don't care about, like, that's cool that it's in it, but does it serve the story? No.
Yeah, but the thing that I hated about Andy Serkis saying that, he said, oh, Eddie and Venom near the end find out like they're gay lovers. I'm like, no, that's not what happened. It's more like a brother love. Like, they respect each other.
Like, relationship, but like I said, is the voices in our mind. It's like it's the split personality between our mental and our physical self.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole point of that character. And I think that's kind of why I like these movies in a weird way. But I'm addressing to everybody, my mental health is completely fine. I'm in good condition, but in a sense, I can relate to this because, like, I've had, like, conversations with myself. I'm not trying to seem crazy or anything, but like I said, my mental health is okay.
But,
like, everybody does this to where they talk to themselves. Like, for me, I like to plan stuff ahead, so I'll have conversations just to kind of be like, okay, this is and everybody does it. But with this movie, like, I didn't mind the couple thing. I thought it was funny. It was a funny couple thing played by the same actor, Tom Hardy, Venom and Eddie. It was funny. It was great. I liked it. Did it need to be used as a political movement? No, didn't. But
no, that was just the only weird thing, because it didn't feel like that in the movie, and that's all I have with a but you can't take things from this is the thing I say to people. You can't always take things that these directors or people say as real. You have to go and see it, and then if it's the same way they describe, that's kind of weird, but it wasn't. And I enjoy the Venom trilogy for what it was. Definitely one or Let There Be Carnage for me is probably my favorite. They're like both. I'd say they're better, but as setup, it's cool. Now you were like, well, how could they bring Deadpool in but not for fun? I just thought of something.
What?
Give him a device from the TVA. He spawns in and just he comes and saves Eddie.
That would have been funny. Because there's been several times in the comics where we've seen a Wolverine and Deadpool.
Yeah.
I mean, a Wolverine and Venom. Bro, oh my gosh, that would have been nice to see. That would have been freakish. That would have been freaky as all get out.
Yeah, no,
I probably would have crapped my pants if I saw that.
No, and then the final scene is like, Deadpool, and he's like, "Hey, folks, so you know how you always wanted Venom in the MCU? Well, Tom Hardy's here now." Boom.
Yep. That would have been a funny gimmick, and the post-credit scenes too.
That's what I'm saying. It would have been a post-credit scene, but that would have been fun.
And the post-credit scene, there's two of them in this movie. One as the last one in the movie. I don't know if it teases the fact that Venom possessed a cockroach or not, but there was nothing really funny about that credit scene at all. Definitely not even needed. And then the second post-credit scene, which I did like, because like I said, I was really looking forward to seeing Noel in this movie. It was promoted as a Venom, like the last time we're going to see Venom, but he's going to go up against the creator of the symbiotes, Noel. But also the runtime, it's an hour and 58 minutes. But besides the credits, the credits of the film, it's probably an hour and 55. I liked it, but it just sets up a possible Sinister Six. It sets up a possible team-up movie with Spider-Man and Venom and the Sinister Six, and I don't want that. I don't know why they keep promoting Sinister Six. They keep trying to get Sinister Six out. Stop, Sony. After Venom and after Kraven the Hunter, just stop it with these movies. Stop trying to get Sinister Six out. You guys keep saying we have a Spider-Man in this universe. You have Morbius, who isn't attached to Venom, but knows the reference of I am Venom. And then you have Madam Web, which was supposed to be connected to Morbius and Venom. It's completely its own thing. Kraven the Hunter is its own thing. Venom, it's its own thing. You have four different universes in your Sony Spider-Man standalone universe, and no Spider-Man, no connections, nothing. Just stop it with these movies and get a concrete plan, please, for the love of God.
Yeah, no, but the thing I'm gonna say about this, and I think they are all connected somehow, but it's just very loosey-goosey.
It's just connected through the multiverse. That's what everybody's gonna say, and
that can't be true either because it's just there's just so much BS that. But the thing I loved is we already had Spider-Man versus the Sinister Six. That was No Way Home. That was the whole point.
You could have added Morbius in it. You could have added Venom in it, and it would have been a full-on Sinister Six film. It would have been great. It would have been nice. But no, you cucked us with the post-credit scene of Venom confused of about a purple man with stones.
Yeah. And here's the thing with me, too, is I really think there could have been one more, but I love that they didn't do it. There would have been one more villain.
Yeah.
And No Way Home. And I think that's why they decided against it.
Yeah, because they keep trying to get Sinister Six out. They're trying to do a standalone.
I still think you could do the Venom post-credit, but I'm not talking about Venom.
Oh.
I'm talking about James DeHaan's Green Goblin, Norman and Harry. Imagine if that was in No Way Home too. Norman and Harry.
I think there was talks about them showing up.
There was talk, but what I'm saying is I think that did get changed. But imagine if it's not James Franco, it's James DeHaan Harry, and then Toby's Norman.
Yeah.
That would have, but it's still the Osborns, but in a different scenario. That would have been Harry lost his dad, Norman lost his son. Well, but that
would have been nice. That actually would have been really cool. And then you had the Mysterio thing, which, not gonna lie, I would have been really down if Jake Gyllenhaal showed up again. But the thing is with this Mysterio is that he actually uses magic. That would have been really cool. It would have made so much more sense on why he would fight Doctor Strange. It would have actually worked, but they didn't do it. And it's okay, because Jake Gyllenhaal doesn't need to be in everything. It's okay.
Yeah, no, well, and also, I think how they did it was you had the Sinister Six in every movie. And the reason I'm saying that is because Mysterio was the one that started it, and then the other five are trying to finish it.
I mean,
So
technically, yeah. And also, like, imagine how cool it would have been if he happened to show up in that movie and Spider-Man just looks at him, Peter just looks at him being like, I thought you're dead. I thought I killed you. I thought you died right in
yeah.
front of me. How are you still alive? And he's like, oh, I'm just from another universe.
Hi, Peter. Hi,
Hey,
Peter.
hey Peter. And it would have been cool. It would have been cool. I would have been down with it. It would have been a funny little gag. It would have been a really cool fight scene between a magical Mysterio versus Doctor Strange. That would have been cool. But we didn't get it, and that's okay. We don't need it. But
No.
with Venom, what we did need is that these movies needed to be rated R. Carnage should have been the first villain, setting up to Null as the big bad in this last movie, which he is the big bad, but he's not even in it.
Yeah.
And that's what we need. And not gonna lie, these movies would have done great. They really would have. Spider-Man definitely did not need to be in these movies. These movies definitely proved. Venom, the first one, even proved that you don't need Spider-Man in these movies.
No.
And I think that's the problem that we've gotten to because we got Morbius, we got Madam Web, and we're soon to get Kraven the Hunter, which so far I've heard is the best one out of these movies.
But
And
didn't
there's gonna
it
be a
get
lot of
delayed?
characters.
Didn't it get delayed till next year? Or am I wrong?
It's coming out December. Oh no, it's coming out next month, and I think it's dropping on Christmas.
Oh damn!
Yeah. So I don't, and I've heard good things about Kraven the Hunter. There's going to be multiple Spider-Man villains in those movies. We'll probably be seeing a montage. Aaron Taylor Johnson did a phenomenal job as Kraven, from what I've heard, and that the movie's good. It's probably the best one since Venom 2018.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Well, I think we've mainly covered everything in Venom.
Yeah, we definitely did. We talked about it for sure. We definitely talked about it. It was like I said, I liked Venom: The Last Dance. I think it was good. Definitely could have been better, but I knew what I was getting into. I liked the ending of this. I liked the nice send off. If Tom Hardy came back as Venom, I kid you not, I would be just as excited to see him return. Like Hugh Jackman came back as Wolverine, and I hope that they would do it really well.
They're going to do it.
Come back. He's definitely going to come back in the next 5 to 6 years, guaranteed. But this movie does have a special. The Venom movies have a special place. This one for sure definitely has a special place for me. Definitely not the top 10 best movies of the year. Definitely not the worst movie of this year. There's a lot of bad movies that came out this year.
Oh my god, yeah.
This movie definitely seemed a little. This movie was rushed for sure, but I had fun watching it. It was good, and I liked it. The last act sold the entire movie for me. I was okay with it.
I mean, you're like the last act is the best part. I guess you could consider that the last dance.
The last straw, exactly. Venom, the last straw, coming to theaters. Yeah, but I enjoyed it. I give this movie. I'm going to give it a C. I'm not going to give it a C+ because the second act and the writing and the whole exposition dump is a little much.
Yeah.
Would have loved to see Venom, more of him. I'd be down to see another Venom movie. I can't wait. I really hope Tom Hardy comes back, which I'm sure he will. But this is definitely not the last time we're going to see this character.
Yeah. Yeah, and also Ace Big Studios is his channel. But yeah, also for me, I'm a numbers guy. I'd like to do number, but mine's definitely about the same as you. I'm in the middle, like really in the middle. I'm about a 5 out of 10 on that. I mean, to me, well, 5 or 6 about, because it's like, to me, it was good, but it was also disappointing. It wasn't bad.
It definitely wasn't that bad as everybody has said it is.
No, but I would definitely I'm gonna move it up because that's a little wrong. I'll probably give it about a 6, 7 out of 10. But the reason is because it still is a Venom movie. They still had fun with it, and you could tell that Tom Hardy wants to do more. And I would not mind Mr. Bane to do more Venom. But I would Mr. Wayne, I need more Venom. I need the Titan, and I need more Venom.
Yes, we definitely need. I would like. Yeah, I would love Tom Hardy to come back for sure. Honestly,
Yeah.
he definitely did the same thing with Bane when it came to the voice. This is going to
Yes.
be the definitive Venom voice for sure. And
It's
yeah,
a good one, though.
so everybody, go give this movie a watch. Please
Yeah.
give this movie a chance. A lot of people that said the bad things about it. Look, there's a lot of good things. I definitely think you're gonna have a lot of fun with this. I spent $40 on the dang popcorn bucket. It's a phenomenal popcorn bucket. It's a great display piece. But besides that, this movie is good. I liked it. The Venom movies are always a guilty pleasure to me. It's a fun popcorn flick. You're getting a 2000s Marvel movie.
Yep. Yeah. That's exactly what
And
they are. The
yeah, and it's not
2000s.
that bad.
Yeah.
They're not that bad. Like this is the
No.
Ghost
No.
Rider, like of the 2010 2020 era of Marvel films. It's really not that bad. It's a good movie. Definitely go give this film a watch. Go support these guys. They did in my opinion, they did a phenomenal job. The action looks great. The cinematography is amazing. Story could have been better,
Oh
but
yeah. Yeah.
yeah. But yes, please be vocal about a rated R Venom movie that actually gives us no. Please, let's be vocal about that for sure. We need that 100% because I love that comic book story.
Yes. But with that being said, about Venom: The Last Dance, we will talk to you later, and we will see you for more Spider-Man content whenever something new comes out. I know
Yep.
there's a new Spider-Man show next year, but also for Spider-Man 3, the PlayStation game, and
Yes.
Spider-Man 4
We got Spider-Man
for
4,
Tom Holland.
and we got Craven, so we can
And
definitely
Craven.
a lot of
Yep.
stuff coming up that we're going to talk about, guys.
Yep. All right. Thank you all for watching. And remember, go see 19 Inches of Venom before it leaves the theaters.
Exactly. Before it comes out on digital and streaming, go watch this movie, guys. Give it a shot. It's not that bad.
All right, everybody. Talk to you later.
Peace, everybody.
All right. Bye-bye.